Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm the owner of Going Gear, and I'm here in our store in Smyrna, Georgia. This is the extended review of the Olight M2X Javelot. Alright, here it is in the packaging. This is the Olight M2X Javelot UT. 810 meters of beam distance, 1020 lumens on max output, 30 hours of runtime on the lowest output. If you're looking for an all-around light, something that'll do pretty much everything, an EDC kind of light, this is absolutely not the light for you. If you're looking for crazy distance, super focused beam, this is definitely the light. From a production manufacturer, you're going to be hard-pressed to find anything that can come even close to this thing. This thing is a compact little light. 810 meters of beam distance is just crazy for a light this size. Powered by two CR123s or one 18650, and as always, you can get the full specs from us at goinggear.com. So let's talk about the name real quick. M2X is the model number. Javelot is the new series of lights from them that have de-domed LEDs. So they're actually taking the dome off of LEDs, and we'll talk more later in the video. We'll show you what that actually looks like. And then UT is what they put on their ultra throw lights. That's what the UT is for. Let's open it up, show you what you get on the inside. So you have a pretty nice holster. Let's actually throw the light in the holster real quick just so you can see what that looks like. Let's take a look at how compact that is real quick. 810 meters out of this little guy. Previously, lights this size topped out at 400 or 500 meters or so, and even that was on the upper end. You know, you needed to get a much larger light, much larger head, much larger body to get any kind of great distance from any of the production manufacturers. So 810 meters out of a light this size is just crazy, definitely unprecedented from the production guys. All right, so we have the light slid down in the holster. We're just going to snap the flap down there in place. Got the hook and loop attachment on the back, another slot down in there, D-ring to attach it to a carabiner or wherever else you want to attach it, belts or pack or wherever you want to put this thing. So pretty nice holster. They do a good job on their holsters. A lot of manufacturers give you just these cheap nylon throwaway holsters, but Olight does a good job of making a pretty solid holster, something that you would actually want to use. Other stuff you get in there, you've got the user manual, warranty information about other products. You have their lanyard, pretty nice lanyards. We actually sell Olight's lanyards separately because we've had people ask for them separately because people like them so much they want to use them with their other lights. So Olight does a good job on their lanyards. Spare O-rings if you need those. This right here is a battery tube. So if you want to use CR123 batteries with this, because it's compatible with two CR123s or one 18650, you can put the CR123s in here. Helps keep them from rattling around. It also acts as like a battery carrier for your spare batteries. You don't have to use this, but it's a nice option that they include. So that's all the stuff. Get that out of the way. Let's take a closer look at the light itself. You can see this guy up close. So here's the light. Pretty simple, pretty much in line with the styling that you're going to see on a lot of the other Olight products. You got the square knurling, pretty cool look to it. They do a good job on that. You're going to notice this thing has a pretty big head. Switch there on the back. Let's actually take the head off so I can get the camera to focus down on the LED so you can see the LED down in there. All right, I got the camera to focus on that LED pretty well so you can kind of see down in there. If you've seen a traditional LED, I actually have my Olight S30R here. Take a look at that LED real quick. You can kind of see the dome over the die of the LED, so that yellow part there in the center. You see that little dome, the clear dome that's over there? They took that off of these LEDs. So the Javelot series, this is the M2X. They also have the M20SX that they just released. They took that off of there, and what that does is it makes it a super focused beam. Takes and instead of having that more spread out beam, it makes it super focused. So you can use the same LED. So these are using the same Cree XML2 LED that a lot of our other flashlights are using, including the S30R, and giving you a lot more distance just by removing that dome. And you can see you got that massive reflector as well. So you got that big smooth reflector, you got that de-domed LED, both of those combined to give this thing a crazy beam distance. Get that S30R out of the way and put that back on there. Show you the other parts of the light. So here you have this anti-roll ring or combat grip ring, whatever you want to call it. If you want to use this in conjunction with a handgun, you can take it off there if you don't like it. The head's so big, it actually doesn't work that well as an anti-roll ring. So you can remove that if you don't like it, but a lot of people do. There's the switch on the back. You got a little bit of granulations there on the back and then on the bezel as well. All right, so batteries on this, powered by two CR123s or a single 18650. As always, I recommend using 18650s. You're going to get the best battery life. You're going to get pretty much the same output that you're going to get with CR123s, and you don't have to keep on buying new batteries. So you got a little bit more of an upfront cost. You know, these are a little bit more expensive, the lithium-ion batteries. But if you get the light, you get the batteries, you get the charger from us. We sell bundles, save you a lot of money in the long run. And again, you don't have to keep on feeding it CR123s. The one time I do recommend CR123s is if you're going to be storing the light for long periods, because CR123s have really good shelf life. You don't have to worry about recharging them every 6 months or so like you do with lithium-ion batteries. But for the vast majority of people, lithium-ion 18650 is definitely the way to go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stick one of the Olight 3400 milliamp hour 18650s in there. Actually, let me talk about something else real quick. There is an accessory that they just released. So you can see this thing is brand new. We just got them in right before I started making this video. So this is something they actually released a month or two after they released the flashlight. It's an extension tube. So all it does is it goes on there and it allows you to use another battery. So you can use two 18650s, get basically double the runtime. A lot of people like the longer lights, especially security guys and law enforcement in our experience. They like the little bit longer lights, so that's an option. It's not going to increase the output, it's just going to increase the runtime. Okay, so for those of you that have the Olight M22, the interface is going to be very familiar because it's the same interface. Really nice interface, works well with tactical applications, and honestly, with a light like this, you're not going to be using it up close. The low outputs don't have a whole lot of use. You're going to be using it on max output 90% of the time. If you want low light outputs, there are better lights out there. I'm going to go ahead and say that. This is such a focused beam, you're going to get really bad tunnel vision if you're using this light up close. This light is meant for long distance. So keep that in mind when you're taking a look at this guy. Let's talk about the interface. Lightly press it and you have momentary. Click it all the way and you have constant on. And you do have a memory, so it's going to go back into the output you had it in last. When you turn it back on, loosen and tighten the head, and it'll cycle between your different outputs. And we always get this question. You see that donut hole right there? It goes away really quickly once you take the light a decent distance away from what you're shining it at. So right now I have it about 18 inches away from the board. You can see it's only there when it's really, really close. So people always ask about that in the video. I figured I'd go ahead and explain that goes away really quickly. So anyway, loosen and tighten the head, cycles between your different outputs. And it does have the memory, so if you turn it off, turn it back on, it's going to be back in that low because that's what I had it in last. Now, from off, if you do a double press, it'll always go to the max output. 1, 2, 3, it'll always go to strobe. So it's nice because it keeps the memory. So you can do the one press, it'll always go to that low. 2, you've got the high when you need it. 3, you've got the strobe. This is how I usually set up the M22. With the M2X, I honestly leave it on high, but you can have it set up however you want. So you can have it always default to high, always default to low. You got the double press for high, triple press for strobe. However you want to have it set up, you've got a lot of versatility in this guy. So again, real quick on the interface, lightly press for momentary, click it all the way for constant on, loosen and tighten the head, cycles between your different outputs. And then double press from off, always goes to high. 1, 2, 3, always goes to strobe. Okay, so that's the interface of the Olight M2X Javelot. Let's go ahead and take this guy outside and we'll show you how it does outside. Alright, so we're outside with the Olight M2X-UT. Got the big 40 mag light that I always use as a control. Let's go ahead and use mag light first. There's a little tree about 30 feet away. Dock house down there on the lake is about 100 feet away. Gives you an idea of what a mag light can do. Since pretty much everybody's familiar with those guys. Alright, let's go ahead and try out that M2X. See how it does. So there is max output. You can see super concentrated beam on this guy. Just really, really concentrated. Very tight hot spot. You're going to get kind of tunnel vision with up close stuff. But this thing's made for distance. I mean, you've got an 800 and something meter beam distance on this thing. It's pretty crazy. For a light this size, there's no other production light like it on the market. You know, a single 18650 gets you over 800 meters. Pretty cool. Let's actually zoom in on the dock house just so you can see how well everything's lit up. Keep in mind, that's only 100 feet away. A little bit later in the video, we're going to go out to a little over 100 yards. So you can get a better idea of what it can do at distance. Let's actually show you the different outputs. There's the low. You can still see the throw on that is great.
Makes it out to that dock house, lights up everything really well. And of course the medium does just fine. And then the high is just superb. The kind of distance that you can get on there. So shining around a little bit. This is a super cool light. Okay, let's go ahead and try out a longer distance. Alright, we got some more distance to try out the M2X. Let's go ahead and see what this thing can do with a little bit more space. But right there is about 15 feet away. Got a couple targets set up out there. First one is at 50 yards. Second one is at 100 yards. Tree line is at 130 yards. Makes it out to that. Obviously no issues at all. This thing can do over 800 meters. So 100 yards, 130 yards is not going to be a problem at all. Everything's lit up out there really well. You know, this is the light that actually converted me over to liking compact throwers. You know, before I never really had a whole lot of use for distance lights, but the first time I took it outside and actually was using it right out here, going on a walk with my daughter, I saw the utility of it and how nice they are. I mean, we had some deer that were out roaming out there. My little pocket light kind of lit them up, but I pulled this thing out and you can just see everything that's going on out there at a distance. And it can do much, much further than this, no problem at all. Very cool light. Definitely meant to be a thrower. Don't get it if you want to light stuff up right in front of you, because you will get tunnel vision. But for distance, this thing is very hard to beat, and it's impossible to beat in this size if you want to go from a go for a production factory light. Look at all that pollen. That's just ridiculous. It's like I'm in a blizzard, but it's pollen. Crazy. My allergies are gonna love me tonight. Okay, so there you go. That is the Olight M2X-UT Javelot. Very cool compact thrower. If you like it, you can buy it from us at goinggear.com. Any questions or comments, you can reach me in the comments or any of my guys at goinggear.com. If you like the video, please subscribe. Do a lot of gear and flashlight videos. I'll actually show you the other outputs. I forget to do that half the time. But you can see in the low ones, still makes it out there really well. And then when you need it, you have that higher output. Anyway, as always, get going and start something. Thanks for watching.